What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving my Premier League predictions for game week 14. We start off at the Emirates Stadium, a game between Arsenal and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Arsenal just won 6-0 in the Champions League. And yes, I do think it's going to happen again. They showed so much fluidity in that game, they were really good. And Wolves have a couple big suspensions for this game. João Gomez and Matheus Cunha both not going to be available. I don't think they have a chance. Hopefully Bukayo Saka scores me a few goals for my FPL. Alongside William Saliba, I'd happily take that. Brentford against Luton Town. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Brentford. Brentford are usually quite good against the teams that I predict to finish towards the lower end of the table, especially at home. And I don't expect them to struggle too much here. I think Luton might have a few chances, but the main threat that Luton have is from set pieces, and that's one of Brentford's strengths as well. So I think that could cancel each other out a little bit, and I do think Brentford have more quality. They're the home side. They should be able to win here. Burnley against Sheffield United. This is a huge game in the relegation scrap, and Burnley are yet to win a home game. Sheffield United just coming off a really disappointing loss at home to another relegation candidate, at least at this early part of the season. Even though they've lost 7 home games in a row, I think Burnley should be able to win this game. I'm going 2-1. If they don't win this, pack your bags, Burnley, just go now. Just announce relegation, because you've got no chance of staying up if you don't win this. Nottingham Forest against Everton, another game towards the bottom end of the table. Nottingham Forest have a fantastic home record despite losing their last game at the City Ground, but I do think they'll win here. I'm going 2-1. They haven't been amazing this season, but I think they have got the quality to win at home against teams that I expect to finish around them. And although Everton have been dealt a really bad hand with the points deduction, I still expect them to be able to survive in the Premier League this season. Newcastle United against Manchester United. Both had a very disappointing Champions League week for different reasons. I mean, Manchester United just have themselves to blame, to be honest, they're just terrible. Newcastle really unlucky, and I think everyone sympathises with them and everyone realises what a good performance they put in. I think Newcastle win this without any question at all. I'm going 4-1. Like I said about the midweek thing, I think it's a test of character, and Newcastle definitely have a lot more character than Manchester United do. Newcastle are going to come out in this game fully firing, raring to go, angry but composed, and they're going to deal with it so well. With Manchester United, they're going to go into this game scared. When you've got someone like Rashford, for example, who just clearly doesn't handle pressure very well, is very much a purple patch player, I think it's over for them. It'll be 4-0 after 40 minutes. And then in the second half, Newcastle probably chill out a little bit. Man United will get a consolation. I'm expecting both Isak and Gordon to get me some big returns in FPL. Livramento has been phenomenal, by the way. I need to give a big shout out to the guy, because he's a right back playing at left back. He's very young. He had a horrible injury last year, but he's come back and he's been phenomenal. He's been so good. Trippier as well has been fantastic this season. Gordon's been really good. Isak, even despite his injuries, has already got 7 Premier League goals this season. Lewis Miley and Kobbie Mainoo, potentially the future of the England midfield, going head to head here. It could be interesting. I think Mainoo is going to be a big part of this game. If Ten Hag does not play him, Manchester United definitely aren't going to get anything. But if they do get something, it'll be because he's had a good game. I do really like Newcastle. I think that they've been really good this season. Manchester United have been so lucky in all of their games that they've won. They've been terrible this season. Hopefully Newcastle discipline them. Bournemouth against Aston Villa. Bournemouth are in good form. They've won the last 2. They've won 3 out of their last 4. Aston Villa don't have a great away record, and I'm going to go with a 2-1 Bournemouth win. I think Aston Villa might suffer from a bit of a hangover. I'm recording this as they're currently playing in the Conference League. I think Bournemouth have a lot of momentum, and they need to take advantage of that in a home game against a side that aren't great away from home. Villa playing the high line could also be really detrimental when you've got players like Semenyo running at you. Chelsea against Brighton. Now, Brighton have just won in their Europa League tie. They are through to the knockout stages. Chelsea were humbled last week by Newcastle. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw here. I mean, Brighton score and concede in every single game they play, so it's going to be at least 1-1. It could be like 5-2 to one of them. I don't really know. It's a hard game for me to call because Brighton do have injuries. Don't know who's going to play. They might be tired. Chelsea, you don't know where Chelsea are at, because they've been good in most games, but last week they were absolutely horrendous. Is the Chelsea that played against Manchester City going to turn up, or is the Chelsea that played against Newcastle going to turn up? If one team is to win it, I would probably edge it to Chelsea. When you've got the individual brilliance of a player like Cole Palmer, you've got Mudryk in your team, you're always going to have a big threat. Liverpool against Fulham. I'm going with a 3-1 win to Liverpool. Alisson is also injured. He'll be out for a couple of weeks. Luckily for Liverpool, they don't really have too many difficult games in that time. At home though, Liverpool are very good. Fulham haven't really been at it this season. Fulham do find goals kind of hard to come by since the sale of Alexander Mitrovic. They have not replaced him at all. I think Paulinho will probably score like a scream or a header or something. West Ham United against Crystal Palace. West Ham have also just secured qualification to the knockout stages of the Europa League. Thomas Souček once again with a late winner. He's making a habit of this, and I don't think West Ham will complain one bit about it. Jared Bowen could return for this game. I think West Ham should still be able to win this. I'm going 3-1. Crystal Palace have just looked horrendous lately. Defensively, they were really solid at the start of the season, but lately they've looked all over the place. Eze's injury is huge as well. Really limits their goal threat. Even without Bowen and Antonio, West Ham still have Paquetá, they've still got Kudus, and we might see Mabama get his first goal in the Premier League. And the final game of the game week. A couple of weeks ago, this would have looked like a potential title decider. I don't know if it would have been a decider this early on, but a defining moment in a title race. Now though, this does not look like that at all. It's Manchester City against Tottenham Hotspur. This is going to be a high scoring game. I'd be extremely surprised if it wasn't. I'm going with a 5-3 win for Manchester City. Tottenham defensively just have very limited options. Romero still suspended, Van der Ven still out injured, and Phillips I think will still probably miss this game. Doku against Porro could be a mismatch, although Porro has impressed me this season. He hasn't been anywhere near as defensively bad as I thought he would be, and the doggy is also going to be a key man in this game. Tottenham do also have a threat there, and with the second goal that Leipzig scored in the Champions League, where all of the Manchester City players were in their own half, Heung-min Son shouldn't have the offside issue that he's had in certain games this season, especially in the last game where he scored 3 offside goals. Kulusevski and Lo Celso looked very good in the middle together in the last game. The Sumo should be back for this game as well. But with that defence, Erling Haaland should have a very good day, as should Jeremy Doku. I think with it being at the Etihad, Manchester City don't lose at the Etihad, so they're going to win. Although Tottenham are the one team that Manchester City do struggle against, even though that is usually away from home. But those are my predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you soon for another video.